Wouldn't it be great if the golf swing didn't feel so complicated? If you could step up to the golf ball with total confidence, make a smooth, repeatable swing and flush it right out the middle, shot after shot. But for most golfers, the golf swing feels anything but simple. It's filled with conflicting tips, swing thoughts and technical positions. And you're pretty much left wondering what's actually important for my golf swing. Well, after coaching thousands of golfers, I've learned that 99% of your swing really comes down to just 2 moves. And in this video, I'm going to break these moves down into nice and easy, simple steps to help you understand what they are and how you can easily apply them into your own golf swing. So for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. I'm Harry, a golf teach professional, posting content just like this every single week to help you lower your scores. So consider clicking that subscribe button if you do take these tips and drills on board in your own game and they do help you improve your golf swing, as there's lots more coming out every single week. So these 2 moves are the arm movement, backswing and downswing, and the body movements during the backswing and the downswing. The arms work on a vertical motion as they make their way up to the top of the golf swing, and the body works on a lateral motion, more of a rotation around into the top of the golf swing. So if you were to combine those 2, evenly forms an on-plane golf swing on the backswing and all the way down into impact. And what most golfers get wrong is how to evenly form these 2 movements. Sometimes some golfers get a lot of body rotation to start the golf swing and not enough of the arms moving on this vertical plane. Vice versa, body doesn't rotate and the arms move too far upwards like this. So it's trying to get an even balance between the 2 to really help you perform a simple and effective golf swing. So to combine these movements, I'm going to break this down into 2 sections. The first part, we're going to be talking about how the body works, the rotation and the tilt of the body. Then in section 2, we're going to be looking at how the arms work in the golf swing to help you set the club up into really nice, good positions, reliable positions in your golf swing. So with regards to the body, we mentioned at the start of the video that the body wants to, and it does, it works on a lateral motion into the backswing. Well, it should work on a lateral motion into the backswing. So what I mean by this is, for example, if you were to take the club and place it across your shoulders, and you were to stand in a nice straight line like this, and you were just to twist your body like so, so the butt end of the club here comes on almost a 90-degree angle, we can see there that my body is moving on a lateral motion. It's moving on a rotation, a rotary motion into the backswing here. When we set up to the golf ball, we have a little bit of tilt into our posture. Our body, rather than working on this action here, our shoulders work ever so slightly on a tilted motion. Our hips still work on this lateral motion as we make our way into the backswing and the downswing, and that's the rotation, but the shoulders work a little bit differently because we are tilted over. So what I want you to start doing, just to get used to how the body should be working in your golf swing, is taking the club and placing it across your shoulders and practicing this move for me. Set up to the golf ball into your normal posture with the club on your shoulders, and just make your backswing with the aim of getting this butt end of the golf club to point somewhere close to the golf ball. If you can get past the golf ball, amazing, but just be careful you don't shift off the golf ball like this here to perform that movement. You are better off staying very, very nice and still and rotating around the center point to get this movement, even if you don't go anywhere near as far as we've just outlined then at the golf ball. We're better off doing it to this point here rather than shifting to try and get this action here to take place. This here is to teach you how the body works, how the hips work, the rotation in the backswing. So as I'm doing this here, it feels to me like I'm actually getting my trail hip, my right hip here, to rotate back and around. So when I say back and around, I simply mean my right hip here is working back, so away from where the golf ball is, but it's working around as well. So I'm going back and around, back and around. And that's to really help me get this twist and rotation taking place into the golf swing, into the top of the backswing. So I take this club again and do that same feeling of trail hip moving back and around into my backswing. That really makes it much easier for me to get this club here to point somewhere at the golf ball. The hip movement during the downswing is simply the opposite motion. This lead hip here is going to be working now back, and around. So watch this here. So lead hip from the top of the backswing here. Imagine I've got a club in my hands here. Lead hip's going to work back and then around me. Back and around. Back and around. So you can simply just start to rehearse that movement without a golf club or with a golf club, just feeling those hips moving back and around, the trail hip into the backswing and back and around with the lead hip in the downswing. So that there is going to encourage you to get that rotation of the hips, the core on the backswing and the downswing. But like I mentioned, the shoulders work ever so slightly different just because we are on a tilted motion. So because we are on a tilted motion, the shoulders are going to work more on a tilted action where my trail shoulder in the backswing moves upwards as my lead shoulder moves down almost underneath my chin. So as I'm doing this action now here, I've got my hands just on my thighs, and as I make this backswing with the feeling of getting that trail hip to rotate back and around, I'm also encouraging my hand here, my trail hand, to roll up my thigh towards my trail hip. What this encourages me to do straight away is this action here. It's getting my trail shoulder to move on this upward motion. So we're getting this upward motion into the backswing here, and in reaction to this, I'm just allowing my lead hand to roll down towards my lead knee. So that sensation there is just to help encourage the shoulder tilt here to continue taking place. It helps us maintain our posture throughout our golf swing. So we're just rotating into the top of the golf swing, encouraging this tilt, and then again, the opposite for the downswing. So as my lead hip now rotates back and around, I'm just encouraging my lead hand here now to roll up towards my lead hip as my trail hand rolls down towards my trail knee. So this drill all in one motion. I like to encourage my feet to be ever so slightly more flared out as well, just to help with this movement. I'm just simply going up to the top of my swing, encouraging that rotation of the trail hip as I bring my trail hand up towards the trail hip. Downswing being the opposite, lead hand towards the lead hip as my lead hip works back and around. So that motion there is how the body simply works in the golf swing, back and forth. So once you've got used to this movement, we can then start to apply how the arms work on that more vertical plane into the top of the backswing and also the downswing. Now, if you are liking my coaching style so far, you can take a look at the links in the description below for in-person lessons and also online lessons if you're looking for more personalized coaching to suit your golf swing. Now, when taking a look at how the arms should be working in the golf swing, think of your lead arm for control and stability during the backswing and downswing, and your trail arm to help you set the club into the ideal / correct positions in the golf swing. So what do I mean by this? Well, let's kick things off with what the trail arm should be doing as we make our way into this backswing here. Now we've got that feeling of the rotation and the tilt, the body movement working on this lateral motion. If I was just to take my trail hand here and place it onto the golf club with a very much so what we call internally rotated arm position here, where the forearm and arm rotate inwards towards the body. A simple checkpoint for this would be the elbow facing away from the body. What that's going to encourage me to do after the club pretty much reaches parallel to the ground is get this huge separation taking place, simply because my elbow hasn't got a choice but to flare out into the backswing. And that's where we get that inconsistency in the downswing. We get too stuck on the inside or outside. A lot of problems can happen from doing this movement. So for the trail arm with the setup position, we want it doing the opposite. We want it doing more of this action here. We want this arm at the setup to be in a more of an externally rotated position. So rotating this way here at the setup. So I'm going to ensure here that my elbow, when I'm setting up to the golf ball, is facing towards my body. Now this encourages the butt end of the elbow here to face away from us towards this face on camera angle. I'm just going to twist my hand and grip it onto the club like so, keeping my lead arm nice and straight as normal. So that when I make my way into the backswing, it just makes it much easier for me to fold this right arm into a nice takeaway position. And it also makes it much easier for me as I begin to rotate and apply the tilt into my golf swing to set the club in a very much so reliable position. And that just makes the downswing so easy because you are repeating that motion from backswing, just doing the opposite for the downswing as we apply that rotation from this lead side. So what I want you to do to start off with is just to help with the backswing, to keep things nice and simple, is simply take a split grip. Your trail hand is going to go underneath the club shaft like this in the middle as your lead hand. If you were to grip it normally, it should be on just like normal like this here. So we're taking this out in front so the butt end of the golf club points towards your target. The trail hand is gripping the golf club from underneath so the palm faces upwards, not over because that encourages the elbow to face too far away from us. Hand goes under, elbow actually faces towards us. Now if I was just to apply those two movements that we've just done for the actual backswing itself, what is that going to encourage me to do from this position? If I just simply rotate the body and encourage the feeling of this club shaft to work simply straight upwards like this here, as I begin to apply this rotation and tilt in the backswing, look what happens. It gets the club set here on this perfect 45-degree angle that we look for in the backswing, the halfway point in the backswing. Then if I was to continue this rotation and then take my hand off and grip it on like this, sets us up in the perfect backswing position. So just from me doing that drill there is giving me a great sensation of allowing the arms as well as those shoulders to work on that up and down motion, trail shoulder working upwards to encourage that tilt as the lead shoulder works underneath my chin. As I begin that rotation and holding the club like so, that really forces me to get that feeling of that perfect backswing position. But the question is, when we grip onto the golf club, when we take the club into this takeaway position, how can we combine those two movements? So for the takeaway, to start the takeaway with both of your arms and the golf club, a simple method of thinking this is, well, as long as you allow an ever so slight fold to take place in this trail arm during this backswing phase, you are pretty much set in this position now to rotate into the top of the golf swing. So as long as you get that first takeaway point right, you should be able to get the rest of it very, very easily. So I'm going to set up to the golf ball, both hands onto the golf club with the elbow still facing towards the body. My lead arm now is just going to simply guide the golf club into this position here. So I'm just ensuring that this is staying nice and tucked in. It's not moving too far away from us like this here. I'm keeping this nice and tucked in, and I'm just allowing this right arm just to fold a little bit so the elbow keeps facing towards the body. Now, when the butt end of the club reaches parallel to the ground, we can then apply, as normal, everything else that we've just done from that drill with the split hands, and that brings us into the top of the golf swing. So in simple terms, allow this right arm to fold, left arm stays connected. You can make a little crease here just to keep it connected. So into this position, then we're just turning up to the top of the golf swing. Now for the downswing, it works in the opposite reaction. We are actually obviously going into the golf ball into the downswing. When we get into the top of the golf swing, the first initial move for the downswing, of course, is going to be that lead hip rotating back and around as the shoulders work on that tilt. And that allows us here to get into a really nice position with the hands ever so slightly ahead of the club. So what we can do is take that split grip again and turn up to the top of the golf swing and then get that feeling for the downswing. Lead hip back and around as the shoulders tilt up. And then from here we can allow the extension of the trail arm. We don't want this club face to be open at the golf ball. We want this club face to be square. So this action that you form on the downswing is allowing now your wrist to set into place to get that great compression with your irons, but also great ball striking for your driver when it comes to using this. So we're making our way into the backswing. In simple terms, the one drill for the two moves of getting the body to work and the arms in your golf swing. Just to here. I'd recommend, if you haven't used this drill already, I'd recommend practicing this in your golf swing to really help you manage the club better, manage the body movement and arm movement better to perform a much easier, more reliable golf swing. It's a nice little bit of a draw there, which is what I tend to play with. Landing nicely, pin high to the green. Now, if you do notice again that they go a little bit left or right with this, I'd recommend reaching out to me once you've done a load of practice working on this drill to simplify your golf swing, because there could be something in your golf swing that's stopping you, hindering you from seeing the incredible results that this has to offer for you. So go ahead, give us a try. Feel free to comment down below to let me know how you get on from watching this video, and feel free to check out this video over here if you're looking for more tips to help you simplify your golf swing.